The Golden State Warriors is about to make the NBA regret this, as they are exactly where they need to be and are about to do it again and win another NBA championship. As you all know, Stephen Curry has gone down with an injury, which led a lot of people to think that the Golden State Warriors are done for. However, they have actually clawed their way back and are currently one win away from the 4th place in the Western Conference. So in today's video, we're going to be going through 5 reasons why the Golden State Warriors have been back to their winning ways without Stephen Curry, and most recently talk about the game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Golden State Warriors content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hitting that red button down below. So the first is Kevon Looney stepping up to the plate. As you all know, Kevon Looney has been a very big asset to this team, especially ever since Stephen Curry went down. If you didn't know, Stephen Curry was actually the 3rd leading rebounder for this Golden State Warriors team, and ever since he went down, Kevon Looney has taken it on himself to continue to rebound at a higher level than he already is doing. If we look at the most recent game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, he actually grabbed 17 rebounds, which was 10 defensive rebounds and also 7 offensive rebounds, while also getting 12 points in that matter. He did a fantastic job in this game on really controlling the rebounds and also doing a great job on his inside presence on defense. He was causing a lot of problems to other players. Anthony Edwards only had 12 points in this matchup. He actually went 5 from 19 from the field, and one of the reasons for this is that every time Anthony Edwards drove inside, Kevon Looney was there to really cause a lot of havoc to his shot, whether it was a layup, whether he tried to dunk it, or hit with a little floater. So Kevon Looney was doing a fantastic job at really locking him down, especially on the help defensive side of things. We had other players on him such as DiVincenzo, Klay, Poole at times, and even Kuminga, but if they needed help defense and they got blown by when it came to Anthony Edwards going to the ring, Kevon Looney was there to help out, and that's one of the reasons why they were able to control him. Now, there also were other players that were able to score, and that's why the score ended up being 104-109, but I do think stopping someone like Anthony Edwards and of his caliber really has a hurt on the team for the Minnesota Timberwolves, which is one of the reasons why Warriors got that win. So Kevon Looney continuing to do what he does best, which is rebounding and also playing great defense, but where I do think it is very surprising is just to see how efficient he is at scoring points. Yes, it may only sound like he dropped 12 points, but if you look at his efficiency, guys, he went 4 from 6 from the field and also went 4 from 7 from the free throw line, which was honestly great to see. So he did a fantastic job, especially shooting at a very high efficiency on top of his defense and rebounding that he was able to provide. But if you do have Kevon Looney getting you 10, 15, even 12 points in any game, I definitely do think that the Golden State Warriors will most likely get the win due to the fact that that causes a lot of problems for other teams. The second is DiVincenzo playing a great starter role. Now, as you all know, in the most recent game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, we actually had Draymond Green, who didn't play this game, so DiVincenzo was actually inserted into the lineup at shooting guard or slash small forward with Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, Kevon Looney, and Jonathan Kuminga. So DiVincenzo was getting his first little bit of taste of running that starting position on a really high minute type game where he got 38 minutes, and he did a fantastic job at that. He actually got the most minutes out of any player in this team, and he got us 21 points, also 5 assists, 4 steals, and 8 rebounds. Guys, this is honestly insane. This is a shooting guard putting up these numbers, and he's not even the main scorer, the main assist guy, or even the main rebounder. He's just doing all those little things right, and that is something that this Golden State Warriors team need. That's what makes any team dangerous, is when you have your role players really providing a lot for the team on a night in, night out basis, and that is exactly what DiVincenzo has been doing. DiVincenzo has been doing a fantastic job. First, talking about his rebounding ability is insane. He actually got the 2nd most rebounds in this game besides Kevon Looney, and for him being a shooting guard, being able to grab 8 rebounds is very, very impressive, especially against a team like the Minnesota Timberwolves. Secondly, if we look at his assists, he actually got the highest assists out of any other player in this team. So Jordan Poole had 4, Klay Thompson had 4, and DiVincenzo had 5 to really lead the pack. So he's also not just a rebounder, he's a playmaker, really getting his teammates open, and a lot of the passes, if you did watch the game, you saw were one of the reasons why they were able to get the lead near the end of the game. So I do think DiVincenzo is a great passer, and something about his game that is a little bit underrated. But another thing to talk about is his stealing. He had 4 steals in this game, which is honestly insane, guys. That causes a lot of problems for other teams, and I know a lot of Warriors fans are excited to see DiVincenzo and also Gary Payton II share the floor together. But DiVincenzo on the steal side of things spacing, has done a fantastic job, and I think he will continue to do that if he does get these amount of minutes. On top of that, he actually dropped 21, which made him the second leading scorer in this game, and I do think DiVincenzo definitely does deserve an MVP for this game because he did a fantastic job at doing everything on the floor. Whether it was defense, whether it's offense, whether it's rebounding, it doesn't really matter. DiVincenzo was doing everything. If we look at his numbers as well, he shot a very high percentage. He went 7 from 13 from the field, also 4 from 9 from the 3-point, and 3 from 4 from free throws. So DiVincenzo is honestly getting better and better as time has gone on, and I think it has become such a sleeper in not only this team but also for the rest of the NBA. He was definitely such a steal, and I do think he will only get better as time goes on, and especially coming up into playoff time, it will definitely be a great sight to see once he makes the playoffs and also plays alongside Gary Payton II, because I think that duo will be very, very good. The third is Patrick Baldwin Jr. finally getting some game time. So I think this is something that a lot of Warriors fans have wanted for a while, but Patrick Baldwin Jr. is finally getting 10 to 12 minutes per game, and he is doing a fantastic job with the amount of small minutes that he is getting. Now in this game, the starters did play a lot of minutes, but I do think the Warriors role players have done a fantastic job at really providing a lot, whether it's points, rebounds, or assists. Now Patrick Baldwin Jr. in this game actually had 3 points, 3 rebounds, but on top of all this, when it comes to his stats, a lot of things that he was doing out there on the floor for the 13 minutes he was out there, it really did show a lot of promise in his game. He did fantastic defense. Even if he had a quicker guard on him, he was able to stay in front, contain, and do a fantastic job. His rotations were definitely there, and the way he plays definitely feels like he's been in the NBA for a while, even though he is just a rookie and was also a late pick in the draft. So I think this is something that is very underrated about Patrick Baldwin Jr. You can definitely see in the way he plays, especially if you watch the most recent game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, that he really understands the game of basketball and how to play it at the highest level. I think that's something that really can't be taught. It's something that comes with experience, but with Patrick Baldwin Jr., he's been able to pick it up in literally just a couple of games with this team. And I think Warriors teaching them with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole, it's been fantastic, and also Andrew Wiggins. But I do think Patrick Baldwin Jr. may see these types of minutes for the rest of the season, especially since Wiggins, Green, also Stephen Curry are injured. But on top of that, there are going to be a lot of rest days for the next couple of games. There are only around 23, 24 games left for a lot of NBA teams. So when it comes within that range and playoff time is just around the corner, a lot of these teams tend to look around and tend to just rest their star players to get ready for the playoffs. So you may see Patrick Baldwin Jr. get a couple more minutes, but for the minutes that he was getting in this game against Minnesota, he did a fantastic job, but also showed a lot of promise in the way he plays. It's something that is really important to the NBA, but also to someone's development. I think Patrick Baldwin Jr. can develop into an all-out superstar over the next couple of years. The fourth is Klay Thompson continuing to fill the shoes of Stephen Curry. So as you all know, Steph Curry has been out for some time now, and a lot of Warriors fans and also the NBA thought that this may have been over for the Golden State Warriors and we may see them play in the play-ins. However, it hasn't been that case because Klay Thompson has done a fantastic job to be able to provide the scoring that is left from Stephen Curry. Klay Thompson in the most recent game had actually dropped 32 points against the Minnesota Timberwolves. He also had 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And if we look at his game before this, he also had a 40+ bomb in that matchup. So Klay Thompson has done a fantastic job at providing the scoring day in and day out. He's done it multiple times and continues to do it multiple times, and he does show why he is a splash brother. Now in this game, he actually shot 6 from 14 from the 3, which was really good to see. He also shot 12 from 23 from the field, 5 rebs was really good, and also 4 assists. So Klay Thompson really did a lot out there, and it definitely did show when it came to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think he has done a fantastic job, not only just in scoring, but also providing a lot of the things that is missing from Stephen Curry not being there. The attraction that he gets from other players due to the fact that he's such a lethal scorer has definitely opened up a lot of other players such as DiVincenzo, Looney, Kuminga, and also Poole to be able to score, and that's why we saw a lot of even scoring throughout all of them. If we look at the starting 5, they all actually scored above 12 points, which was fantastic to see. But if you look at the team like the Minnesota Timberwolves, only 3 of them actually scored above 12. So that's something to keep an eye on when it comes to just how much Klay Thompson attracts and how he's able to actually dish it off and get others open. So he did a fantastic job at that, especially since Klay Thompson isn't really known as a playmaker. You know, Stephen Curry, that's usually his job, and Klay Thompson is usually just a spot-up shooter, but he has had taken a different role in this matchup, especially against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he showed that reason why. So I think he honestly has done a great job filling in the shoes of Stephen Curry, and I think he can continue to do it until Stephen Curry comes back. Now, Steph may be out for a couple more games, but it is looking like Stephen Curry will return sooner than we think.